Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and this is a one-off-ish kind of episode. It's the Moonanite, I don't know, challenge, and this ship is going to launch now. Jeb, Val, Bill, and Bob, who isn't on the list, there we go, and Bob are on vacation. And I asked them what they wanted to do for their vacation, and they said they wanted me to fly without the computer on. There we go. They said that they wanted to see Moon, Minmus, Ike, and Gilly, all without stopping anywhere, except Minmus, where they're due to land for astronaut training in let's say 5 years. Give me some time to get this thing done. And so I said, you know what, I'm not doing anything for the next 5 years. I'll take you up to these places. So Gene built us a ship and we're flying it up there, and I don't have this set up either. This is a brand new stock save here, and yes, I'm doing two things at once, which is probably dumb. I have the trajectory planner installed, but I don't have any plans on using it. It was in the directory with Kerbal Alarm Clock and something else, so I figured, hey, why not? And it's called Moonshots 2. That doesn't actually mean anything. It's just I made a slight change and I wanted to see if it worked, and it ended up working, so that's the one I ended up doing. I don't even remember what the change was. I'm burning up way above your 100 kilometers or whatever, just to burn this engine out. It doesn't really matter. I'm just making sure when I do disconnect this thing, it's got the most anythings. I do want to see here. Let's turn this on, and then hit F2, and then the spacebar. Oh, that sucks. When you hit the spacebar, it turns off the interior overlay. Well, that's annoying. I was going for some cool shot or something, but oh well, that's what you get. The man is keeping us down. Now I need to manually start this engine. Actually, I'll do it now while I'm thinking about it. Because the first burn here, not the first burn, the second burn. The first burn is to make sure we don't go back into orbit and crash and die. The second burn is the important one, to Moon. I'm going to use the Terrier for that, and then I'm going to turn it back off. Because, let's go up to 110. There we go. So I'm going to have the Terrier up for that one, specifically because I want to make sure that we get to Moon as fast as possible. We get the burn done as fast as possible, because that's the only one that actually is super time sensitive. Almost every burn we do after this, ideally, will be either in sun orbit or while flying through a system, just to tweak an encounter with a moon. But even with that extra engine on, it doesn't have that much oomph. It's just every little bit helps. Okay, I basically haven't planned a thing. If you'll notice, we're in year one, day one, 25 minutes in. I just started a brand new save. So let's look at the moons here. We've got, actually, Moon and Minmus aren't in that bad of a position here. If we were to if we were to burn to Moon, set it as a target here. There we go. Oh, that looks pretty good. And look at that. Boom. Moon, Minmus, and then out of the system. If we can nail that burn, that'll take care of the first two steps of the mission. And honestly, I think we could do far worse for 620 meters per second. We're even getting some positive burn here. Maybe at Moon, we could burn at Moon periapsis. Let's save this node here. If we were to get really close to Moon, we're probably going to lose our Minmus burn, yeah. But we know it's out there really close. If we were to burn, let's see what this looks like here. We're still crossing Minmus's orbit. So yeah, I think we need to recall this. Yeah, see, Minmus is right there. So if we get much closer to Moon, we're gonna miss our Minmus thing, and that's more important. We got the fuel to do stuff in orbit. So I think we're just gonna do this burn. It's an 82-second burn, and just nail these two. Get out of Kerbin Sphere of Influence, and then head our way. We'll go to Duna. I mean, this is not a Duna window right now, so obviously this is not the right time to burn anyway. But it is kind of nice that for 621 meters per second, we're escaping the Kerbin system. Oops, and I was a little bit late. Hopefully that won't matter. As long as we keep the maneuver node up and we can see where Minmus will be when we're about that area, we should be able to get our actual burn to encounter Minmus. Yeah, usually I like to start these burns a couple minutes early or a couple seconds, I should say, early instead of late, because I like to stop and tweak it. So I'm going to try to just nail this right on the nose by hitting X at the perfect time. But you know that kind of thing never actually works. There we go, and okay. I think we nailed it. Okay, we didn't quite nail it, but that's okay. Out here, we should be able to burn, I believe, south. And maybe a little prograde or retrograde. There we go. There's a Minmus encounter. And how much can we do here? Because I would love to get a really close flyby of both Moon and Minmus. Yeah, see that'll. Okay, we're gonna sacrifice the Moon flyby for the Minmus flyby here. Let's focus on Minmus and see what we can do here. Yeah, by going prograde or retrograde. Okay, we want to go prograde. We can't get an awesome Moon flyby, but we can get a Minmus flyby. Okay, we want to be going retrograde, probably by 0.1s. Or prograde by 0.1s. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Sadly, it's going to be going in tonight. But something like that. Maybe we'll even try to get a little bit closer. Let's go ahead and aim at that maneuver node. It's only 8.2 meters per second. Well worth it. At least Jeb probably thinks so. Just bring it around. Right like that. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay, there's Kerbin. Goodbye. Whoa, there's Moon. Hello. One Moon down. And it's not seeing the Minmus encounter because, you know, Kerbal Space Program. And I can't place a maneuver node on the orbit because, you know, Kerbal Space Program. Any second now, it's going to realize where we are. As I said, any second now, it's going to realize where we are. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. 2 moons down. Yeah, free mode gets you the good views there. That right there. That's what we're talking about. Now, granted, we're not actually moving that fast. We're at, what was that? 100 times time warp. But still, beautiful. Don't know exactly when I should be burning to Duna. But if we set it as a target and fiddle, we should find it here. Looks like it might actually even be this orbit. Yeah, right around here somewhere. Actually, can we fix our ascending node right now? Looks like we can. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and delete this maneuver node. Yeah, we're right here. What is this, ascending or descending? This is the ascending node, so we want to burn down. Oh, and I want to turn the Terrier off because we don't want to waste all of this fuel. There we go. There we go. There's that beautiful bean footage right about there. Perfection. I'm going to give it a little bit more gas so we have some leeway room. If you just tap it, then you can't fix it by burning prograde and retrograde once you've gotten your burn. I'm actually going to be a stickler here and make sure this is at least close. And we would like to come in this way, it looks like. Because we want to be going around. I have changed the way my orbits look so that the way Ike goes is bigger, because I like this. This makes more sense to me than this being a trail that goes off. I know that some people prefer that, and the devs are among those people, but I don't. That's the wrong way. Let's try radial. There we go. Let's change our radial so we keep the same rough things. Set Ike as our target. Was kind of hoping we would get a Ike encounter here. Somewhere along the line. Okay, there's where Ike is. Oh, that's interesting. That is actually very interesting. Can we fix... Oh, I have like for this. If we go a little bit this way, there we go. An Ike flyby to a very low Duna flyby. Sadly, it's a little bit high on the Ike flyby, but that's really, I like that. And then the low Duna flyby, I think, if I've got my orbital mechanics set correctly, will... Actually, that's going to raise our orbit. That's hilarious. So what if we get closer to Ike and spin around Duna, try to get to around Duna on the other side? Can't do it. If we do that, we're going to crash into Ike. Okay, what if we fly by Ike on the other side? Then that sends us that way. But at least then we'll get a close Ike flyby. I think that's more important than anything else. And then we can tweak the north-south just a little bit to get us right in the plane. Why not? Does anybody else get this if you alt-tab away while time warping? There we go. We're slowing down, getting ready for a burn, but it's crazy. If I'm on the window, it locks the screen, but if I alt-tab away to browse the forums or whatever, that happens. There's a rare shot where everybody on the ship is happy. See, they all needed this vacation. Hey guys, how you doing in there? Looks like everybody's happy. How about me? I look happy, if upside down. Okay, and for the final few meters per second here, I'm actually going to turn off 2 of these engines. And thrust limit the other 2 down. 15.5. I wonder if I can do that with this one too. Look at, 13.5. Did they increase the sensitivity of this? It feels like we can hit more numbers now. Of course, can't seem to hit the same numbers. I think that'll be fine. Okay. Now I'm going to just hold down the shift or the alt key or the control key, and now I'm tapping shift. There's my Ike encounter. That's crazy. that would be a weird way to go. Let's go ahead and there we go. I actually don't want to do anymore. I want to get as close as I can. While still coming out, I guess it's more important that we come out equatorial. So there we go. 237 though. I think we can do better than that, especially because that'll kill us. Let's actually plan it as we enter Duna here. If we go radial out, yeah, because I just realized we're coming in kind of backwards, aren't we? Yeah, ideally we want to leave Duna. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to leave Duna as equatorially as possible. There we go. That's perfect. And then we want to get as close to Ike as possible. Let's say like 6. I'm a little scared about 6. I'm not going to lie. I think we're going to do it anyway. We're definitely not going to do 4. There we go, 7. I think 7 is probably safe. We'll quick save first. And as we approach Duna here, I should mention that while I am flying by these moons without entering orbit of the planets, that is a personal challenge I put on myself. The challenge itself, you just have to get flybys of the moons. You can go into Duna orbit, fly by Ike, get into Eve orbit, fly by Gilly. I wanted to see if I could nail, actually figure out how to nail Gilly from Sun orbit, and I did a little bit of practicing, and I think I got it, but it's still pretty squirrely. I'm gonna hit F5 here, and then we're gonna do the little burn thing, and obviously my engines are still thrust limited down pretty far. But that's okay, because we just want to make sure we get under 10 kilometers, but not too much. I don't know what the highest peak on Ike is. But assuming it's like Moon, 10 kilometers should be fine. Oops, 7. Okay, we'll do 7. Here we come, Ike. That is disturbingly close. But I think we'll be fine. Probably. I'm sure we'll be fine. Oh my. I'm going to slow the time warp down as we get closer here. Might as well enjoy it. That's why we're here, right? To get a crazy close flyby of Ike. Let's do it like this. There you go. Oh, look at that. It really feels like we're going to hit. I'm not going to lie. It really feels like we're going to hit. Part of it, though, I think might be just the way the camera angle changes. I hope we don't hit that mountain right there. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I love it. Gotta love a close flyby. Okay, third target down, though. Okay, let's get ourselves out of Duna's sphere of influence. That, by the way, we came in backwards, which is awesome. So we actually passed Ike faster than we would have normally. Okay, well, now we have an orbit that is above Kerbin's orbit to Duna's orbit, and we are at our apoapsis. So we should aim ourselves retrograde, and then we're going to just slow down. We're going to set Eve as our target. Maybe we should wait in orbit. Yeah, we're not in any hurry. Let's go ahead and wait in orbit. We're going to fix everything here. It is the ascending node, so we're going to burn down. And then also burn retrograde until we get down to Eve's orbit. Oh, see, things like that make me want to just go for it. I think we're going to. There we go. That's a good primary burn, and this is going to be the longest burn of the mission. At least I think it is. It might be longer to get back to Kerbin, but I don't think so. But it's in a year and 132 days, so I'll be back. Actually, while I'm doing this warp, I might as well fiddle with my node, right? So let's go ahead and focus view on Eve. Because we need, actually, wow, it's not bad. We want to come in ideally around here, but as long as we come in close to Gilly, I don't really care. So what do we need to do here? Let's go ahead and set this. Actually, 0.1s might be the way to go here. Let's go ahead and try to burn north. Brings us down, which is perfect. Looks like 1s are the way to go. Let's bring ourselves down. And then let's also go prograde. And then radial to kind of fiddle with that. That's looking pretty good there. It does look like we want to do this. Let's bring the radials in and then normal up to get it kind of like this. And then that'll get us kind of in Gilly's plane, sort of, as close as we can get it. And then what we want to do is here, we want to freak out. Yeah, it's the time warp that's screwing it up. Let's go ahead and turn off time warp for the time being here. There we go. Let's add a maneuver here. Now, you notice we don't see our encounter with Gilly. Actually, we don't see it because it's not a target. But there. Now it's a target. We still don't see an encounter with Gilly, even though we're touching the orbit. And I personally think the game should show you this, and I believe they're working on that. But if you slow down so that you get into orbit, you still don't get a marker, but if you fiddle a bit, boom. That's where Gilly is going to be when we are here. So what I want to do is I want to change my orbit so that I'm aiming myself over here. And I'm going to set it up so it's just on the opposite side of Eve here. Now I'm going to delete this maneuver node, and now I'm going to try to nail Gilly right there. So we need to go retrograde. And then normal, no, negative normal. And then, whoa, that's crazy. That's not what I want. And then radial. Yeah, I want to bring it in now. Let's actually go to 0.1s here. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. Bring it up. Okay, somewhere around there. Now, if I do this now and bring this in, it showed me for a second where Gilly would be. Gilly's going to be here when we're here. So now we need to fix this a bit. Actually going to move it forward in time a bit so we get closer. Oh, wait. This is the wrong node. This is node. Yeah, so we need to normal down just a little bit on our main node. This is why I think precise node is critical for running a successful space program. Yeah, so note that's when we're here, it's going to be there. So it's actually going to be, it's heading this way. So it's actually going to be probably a little bit closer to here. So now we can tweak it again. This is basically just an iterative process of tweaking it. Something like that, and then we need to come down by burning up. Okay, now our second node, we need to move it forward in time again. We're getting closer. Somebody's closer. Okay. Now we're a little high, just a smidge high. So we'll go back to our first node. Burn north to bring it down again. And this is where Gilly will be when we're here. Which means we still need to burn normal and stuff. There we go. Now we're getting closer. And this is something now that we can if we nail this, we will be able to tweak it come actual encounter time. Just iteratively go back. See what I'm doing here is, whoa, I'm going crazy because I used the wrong amount. That right there. That is really, really close. We got to bring it a little bit north by burning a little bit south. And you're asking, at least you should be, do you really expect to be able to nail this? And the answer is kind of. See, right there. And then this, even though it's really slowing me down, it's still close. But the problem is if I get rid of this node, even though we're really close, it's still not showing it. So we just have to kind of accept the fact that we're really close and go on faith. Whew. Okay. And even though it says it's only a 2 minute and 37 second burn, we've only got 472 meters per second. So we're going to be burning about 800 meters per second with only 2 engines. So I'm going to hit the gas now. Because when this 400 meters per second runs out, we're gonna slow our acceleration down fairly significantly. Also, way out here in sun orbit, it really doesn't matter that much. I wish when you staged it didn't turn the thing off, because this would look so cool with seeing the guy in the cockpit when you hit the spacebar to stage. But what are you gonna do? And once again, as we get really close, I'm gonna hit X, and then we're like when we're within about 10 meters per second, and I'm gonna severely thrust limit the engines. Okay, well, yeah, look at that. The last 3.8 meters per second are the most important ones. So we're going to go down to 8 if we can on both of these guys. 8.5, 8. There we go. We nailed it. Okay, and then we're going to do the control. Actually, I can hit Z for a little bit here. And then there. Okay. Here's where Werner engines might have been a nice idea. At least on the front to go back if I overshoot. But I don't expect I'm going to overshoot. Just right about there. It looks like we could possibly... No, that's perfect. That is perfect. Now, if I set up a node here, which the game's not going to... Oh, it did. Sweet. If I set up a node here, burn it retrograde until we get in orbit, that's where Gilly is. So if we set up instead a node here, and we burn radially inward and northward, having the logical way precise node works with the logical maneuver node is making this far easier, by the way. That is a setting. I'm actually going to show you this. This is revolutionary. Use intuitive maneuver node handle behavior. What that means is the way I'm burning right here, pulling this node would not send the ship this way in the stock game. If you use this is the way I want to burn. This is the way I'm pulling the node. And as the node rotates, the logic rotates with it. And it is just so cool. Okay, that right there is going to be my burn going in, and I might have to fiddle with it a little bit once we get it, but it's 136 meters per second. Very well spent. Sadly, it's in another 290 days, so guess what we're going to do? If you said time warp at maximum amount, you're right. Okay, the moment of truth is upon us. We are coming into Eve's sphere of influence for the 4th and penultimate step, which is the Gilly flyby. And let's assume we're in Eve orbit. Oh, also I need to unthrust limit my engines. Although, maybe I don't. You know what, I'm gonna bring them back up because I don't want to do a 5-minute burn. That would be crazy. But let's go ahead and do that, and then we might have to thrust limit them back down, though. And I'm gonna do this right when it says, even though I could, in theory, save a few meters per second by doing it now, but I'd rather do it when I know it's gonna be good, rather than try to save a little bit of fuel that honestly I don't need to save. I've got 4 grand in the tank and we're almost done. So at most we're going to be burning $1 grand or 2 to get back to Kerbin, and then another, I don't know, 800 maybe meters per second to land on Minmus. There we go. Okay, now let's go here. Let's do a little bit more tweakage. See if we can. Yeah, see, that's not doing it. Actually, might be better off doing it out here. Yeah, Gilly should be right around there somewhere. Oh, that's like... Oh, there it was. Did you see that? Did you see that? Bam! 42 more meters per second in 4 hours. I'm actually going to delete the maneuver node. We'll just burn on faith. There we go. And now let's focus on Gilly. Let's see where we're passing. We want to obviously pass in the sunlight if possible. It looks like we are going to be coming at Gilly from the sunlit side at least. I think I need a maneuver node for the rest of it because I don't know which way to turn here. Let's go ahead and place another maneuver node. And then let's just try different things and see what happens. That is no good. That is no good. That is no good. There is no way to burn to get close to Gilly. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Okay. From my previous flybys, it seems that most of Gilly is about 3.5 kilometers up, which means that's way too close. Let's go up to 5. That looks scary though. Let's go up to 6. And then we'll just fly right by it and head on out of the system. Ideally right around 6 should be perfect. 5-7. Okay, well, that's what I marked it for. Let's mark this occasion with an F5, because if we crash into Gilly at 3 kilometers a second, I want to do over. Okay, where is Gilly? I don't even have distant object enhancement installed. So, woo, bye-bye, Eve. Okay, Gilly should be somewhere over here. There she is. Oh, boy. According to Kerbal Engineer, we are not going to die. Or, sorry, according to the maneuver node thing. Okay. Why am I always upside down? If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. Now, I would like to point out, I am not in time warp right now. We are seriously heading in this fast. Oh, and that turns off when you go into map mode. Dang it. Yeah, this is the game. Oh my god, we are going to crash. We are going to crash. We are going to crash. I regret nothing. Oh, we didn't crash. Oh, that was awesome. That was fantastic. How fast are we going? 2.7. 2.7. I have no idea how close we were. It says our periapsis was 5.7, but it was probably closer to 2. That was fantastic. I enjoyed far more seeing it than knowing the numbers. And we are almost out of the sphere of influence already. None of this was in time warp. Almost the entire rest of this mission will be in time warp, though. As we first leave Eve's sphere of influence. And then check out where we are in map mode here. Let's focus on Kerbin. Or set Kerbin as our target, I should say. I think we should do the same thing here that we did before, which is maneuver node to the descending node to first of all fix our inclination. And then also burn retrograde. Might as well use those together just to get the extra. And then over here we will set up a burn prograde. Looks like we're going to be going in orbit. We'll worry about that later. We're in year 3, so we have a whole year and a half to get these guys home from their 5-year vacation. I wish I was recording this whole thing as I was time warping. An asteroid came in and swung around Kerbin and then went back out. But that was kind of cool. But yeah, the guys called in and they got an extension on their vacation because they needed to do 3 orbits of the sun in order to get a decent return burn. And even this isn't fantastic, but it'll get us in the area. Oh, here comes another asteroid. Woo! That's just awesome. But it has been captured. Interesting. Oh, and then it vanished. But yeah, even this one is not a great one. But once we get this burn, we can do a mid-course to get closer to Minmus. Not really all that concerned. Okay, luckily I brought some extra Delta V. The game was just refusing to show me an encounter with Kerbin any bit farther out than this. If I set a maneuver node up anywhere in sun orbit and I try to move this out even to here, it suddenly says there's no encounter with Kerbin. Just yet another one of those fun, quirky things about Kerbal Space Program that we all love. But yeah, I'm just nailing this. I mean, it's only 273 meters per second. We've got $2.5 grand in the tank, so it's really not that big of a deal. It's just kind of annoying when you're doing this mission where you're pinpointing things the way I have been to not be able to pinpoint the Minmus encounter. Just kind of annoying. I totally failed to hit F10 and record all this. It was a fairly standard landing. Nothing major happened. I've landed on Minmus hundreds of times. I had plenty of Delta V. Oops. Hey everybody, HMV here. Playing some Kerbal Space Program. And this is the stock game. Frick.